Hello, folks. We're going to learn how to create a repository in GitHub, the online version, then create a personal token, and how to access this repository from Databricks. When we say Databricks, we have to associate it with the cloud version, which is Azure we are using here. So let's, if you don't have a account first, create one account in GitHub. So go to the GitHub website and then do a sign up. It just ask for your email and password and then username. Give something that you can remember and sign up for it. Once you create the account, you will log in using the credentials. So this is how GitHub uh, homepage looks like. Um so here we create the demo repository first. You can give any name, but you just click the new there, and then it gives you this create new repository. Um, so you can give any name. Since it is for demo purpose, I'm just giving a demo repo, uh, demo repository. You can give it a description, something like repository creation for demonstration. Uh, it is going to be private. Add a readme file, and then you can leave these options as it is, nothing to change here, and then create a repository. So when creating a repository, one thing you have to note is it will create main as the default branch. So you can change it as you like in the settings, uh, but I'm going to keep it as but the default one, and going to create a repository. So that's the demo repository created. The next thing we do is you can see the main here as the default branch. And the next thing we are going to do is to get the access token so we can access this repository from Databricks. Go to the username here, and then there must be something called settings. Go to developer settings on the left. See personal access tokens. So click that and then click on token classic to create a new one. Generate new token classic. Select this. I'm going to give again demo token. Probably I'll just give two. You can keep the expiration date for how many days you want to use this. And the scope is repo. It gives full control of private repositories. We don't need all this for demonstration, so I'm going to click on generate token here. Yeah, so whatever that's created here, that's the token that got created. So you'll have to copy it. So that is it. The part with GitHub is done here, and the next thing we are going to log into Databricks, and then we are going to access this repository from Databricks. Go to portal.edu.com. In search, give Azure Databricks. Since I recently opened it, gives me all the options that I have recently accessed. Here we create a workspace by clicking on create. We leave the Azure subscription as is, new one. So you can say demo resource group, and then workspace name, workspace. I'm going to give 10 workspace. Region, you can leave it as is. Pricing tier, let's change it to trial, and then click on review and create. So everything is good. Create. It takes a couple minutes to create workspace. So the deployment is complete. Let's go to resources. So that's the temp workspace created. Then we click on launch workspace. Our goal is to access this repository that was created in Databricks. So for that, uh, let's go to repository here. So let's create a folder. What we say, Git Repo folder created, and in the Git Repo folder, there is Git folder, there is repo. So we are going to create a repo. Okay, and it asks for the repository URL. So if we go here, let's go to home page. So demo repo. Go to code, copy the URL, and then paste that here. It automatically provides the Git provider as GitHub. Repository name is demo repo. So I'm going to create repo. We have the Git account already. I think we can use username and password, but let's try with personal access token. Give the username. So I've got the token to a notepad earlier. So let's try. So the repository is added. You see the README file that we have here, README file in here. Let's create a file here, see if the updates that we make in Databricks reflect GitHub. So for that, I'm going to create a folder, say demo, lots of demos here. And then I'm going to create notebook, give a name, Databricks to GitHub Repo, just giving a name here. So when we create a notebook, you can see it is directly getting created in the main branch, and the default language that the notebook is set up with is Python. You can change it to SQL or Scala or R. I'm just going to give Python for now, just for the sake of creating a notebook. So you can just say hello Databricks. So the cluster is starting. Cluster is nothing but a remote computer, where in order for us to run this command, we need a computer to run it, and that's what it is. A cluster can be, it can be an individual computer or a group of computers we call them as nodes. If it is multiple computers, we call them as nodes, and to control all those nodes, there will be something called a driver. So you can set these up when creating a cluster. So in the Azure portal, there is something called cluster creation that you can use. So for this demo, we are just going to use an existing one and is currently starting. So let's wait for it to come back online. Once it is available, it shows connect here. So yeah, I just printed. I'm just creating a notebook here just for the sake of it, so we can reflect this notebook in GitHub back. I'm just going to give a select statements. Select, this is a select statement, running it. Right. We just created a notebook here. We got the file, so basically we can go back to and check here if this notepad is created over there. The notebook, so demo repo is created. Now the thing is, we have to make sure it gets reflected here. Going to the repository here, I'm going to click on Git. You can say push. So I'm going to give it a commit and push. Right. So let's go refresh here. You see there the folder demo got reflected here, and then the notebook that we just created. If you open it, you can see print and the select statement that we created. So that's how you connect a GitHub repository into Databricks, and you can make changes, update files, create pull and push requests, and have it reflected in either the Databricks or the GitHub. So the summary is we have created a repository in GitHub, and then we created a workspace in Azure portal, and then connected the repository from GitHub in Databricks, updated some files in Databricks, and made sure they reflect in the GitHub repository back. So we can do it either way, like create files and folders in Databricks, have them reflected in GitHub, or do the same in GitHub and have them reflected in Databricks. So that is it for this session. Thanks for joining. Whoever is listening, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much.